why community creates value and vice versa, how you can be a one of one artist and still create a community in order for you to gain value through your collectors. And it's really simple, Crypto 88. The more and more you share, the more people start to get, the more observers start to want to join and be a part. Because if one person is already pushing that message ahead, it makes sense for the more people that join, the clearer the message and the faster it impacts whatever cause and listener you're trying to reach. Correct? Give me 1 second. Have to clear my throat. What's up, Eiley? Thanks for joining. But I want to talk about creating the value through community while sharing and getting observers to join you. You share a relative goal, the idea of winning, the idea of victory, the idea of what you consider the finish line is in line. It aligns with another person's point of view. And when you get a bunch of observers who can understand that, you start to share the bond, the same victory, the same goal, the same love, whatever it is that makes you feel like you are part of community, right? If it was a movie that we all love, if it was a Star Wars thing, if it was anything like that, we'd probably dress the part, go watch the movies, you know. And so the relevant culture of the movie, the sayings, the quotes, whatever it does, it starts to create what they call a cult like following, right? And that's the community. And the community helps create the value because they foster the same narrative. They all share the same goal. And that goal and that victory is what projects try to create, what artists try to share behind the momentum of why they create, right? Like I've been creating online for 39 years to develop a product and become a product founder. But in the meantime, I've managed talent. I've done social media. I'm a crypto believer, so I'm already holding. I love digital art, right? When I figured out that people here were making that they were I've always hired graphic designers, so I've always had love for graphic designers, but graphic designers in the industry of websites is not really art, it's more advertising, right? And so you're doing your hero sliders, you're doing your little you're doing your little splash images, you're doing your conversion rates, your A/B testing, you're using fonts, you're using a big sizes, small sizes, different words. It's different when you're trying to convert through campaigns on the web and you're building websites. You use a graphic designer. But I've always had love for it because I've always been eager to create some of the best websites known to man and web applications. And so you start off with a great graphic designer. When I came here, I figured out that people go beyond graphic designing and they become actual digital artists. And some digital artists are graphic designers, but most of them are just digital artists. And so when you take that to the next level, what's up, Ari? Thanks for joining. You take it to a digital art level, it really starts to entice me as an observer. What's up, Masa? Thanks for joining. I want to be a part of the digital art renaissance that's being ushered in by the users and the artists and the collectors. And then, most of all, people like me, the technical people, the people that are going to build the projects and the products for the communities to survive. And so when you're building projects like Sly Guys, right? When we're building Sly Guys, what we're doing is we're trying to build a valley of hope. You're not hearing me right now. What we're trying to do, Crypto 88, is we're trying to build a valley of hope, a valley of hope that can foster a community that shares a common goal so that we can claim victory within each other. And that's our planet. If you like that, if you think that sounds good, you shouldn't just share me, you shouldn't just follow me, you should actually join me. Because the more you join me, the valley of hope that I spoke about when somebody buys 44 Sly Guys or 45 like Crypto 88, he's saying that in the valley of hope, I'm willing to buy this huge amount of property, Ari. And so if you want to contribute to the valley of hope, all you have to do is buy a Sly Guys. There's only 6 available, so I wouldn't want anybody to miss out. And yes, by the way, it's all FOMO, it's all sale, because I'm showing you how community creates value. And that's why we rock our PFPs. That's why we're in here trying to create these spaces on a Saturday, and I have my coffee and I'm taking a break from my family after working all week. It's because I'm trying to foster a common goal. I'm trying a narrative we all share as people who are part of the Valley of Hope, the collection, the creation, Ari. But we all want to claim victory within each other, through each other. And so we wear our PFPs, and we allow L Rock, the artist, Sly Fly, this social freaking monster, right? Like, we didn't make that up. He has millions of views on TikTok. He has millions of followers. I didn't make that. I didn't make it. He did. And then we have me, and I build products and I build projects. I'm an e-commerce director. And so what you see in Sly Guys, really, first of all, Crypto 88, I don't care. I don't care what anybody tells you, brother. I'm going to tell you this over and over and over. What you see here is one of the first. One of the first that can actually give you a reason to understand the Valley of Hope, the art opportunity, the social opportunity, and then most of all, the tech opportunity combined together in every single piece. And then right here, right here through this microphone on Spaces, our Twitter platform, our X platform, our other social networks. And Amin, you're in here, right? Amin's in here, right? Eiley, you're in here, right? Masa, Auri, you're in here, right? Why wouldn't you want to grab a hold of that rope and join us? Why wouldn't you want to reconsider whatever's happening in your life? Do you have anything that you're investing in that's going to yield something? So why wouldn't you? And that's what you do as an observer. You look at the community, you look at the Valley of Hope, you look at all the pillars, you look at all the structure that's keeping it up. You see everybody inside of it, around of it, and they're adding value. They're contributing to the security, the reinforcement of what you're saying to make it happen. And that belief system is intertwined between people like Crypto 88 and our holders. And it's not just a Sly Guys thing, it's in everything. When you're doing it as an artist, my art, my photos, my 11 photos are encapsulated and made of value by my community of collectors, and they're great people. What's up, Amorpheus? Thanks for joining. Amin, thanks for joining. Our job, whether we're solo, whether we're dual, whether we're in tandem, triple, quintuplet, quadruple, it doesn't matter. Octagon, hexagon, decagon, it doesn't matter how many people are on your team, on your squad, how many people. The community is, again, it's what you try to share and push in hopes that that's how you build friends. Your friends are a community. Your friends in school were a community. If they were a bad community or the good community, we're not in charge of that. What we're saying is somehow, some way you built a community. If you got in trouble, if you needed a ride, somebody, if you wanted to eat, somebody, if you wanted to stay the night, somebody was going to take care of that in your circle of friends, in your community that you're building, where you foster relationships, where you build this Valley of Hope. Marriages and families are communities. They're sharing common goals in order to claim victory within each other. Right? Right, Crypto 88. And so when you spring up online and you start to spend money and you start to spend your crypto, why would you ever shortchange it by giving it to anything else than what I'm explaining to you right now? And anybody can do this, Eiley. You just have to be consistent in the message and what you believe in. What we believe in, what I believe in, is I believe that when you combine the art power that's ruled this space and everybody loves it and knows it, you bring somebody like L Rock, who's achieved so much fucking achievements through crypto art, and then happened to sell out his 500 plus Sly Guys, right? Where we fractionalize his value. That's the art opportunity. And he's still rolling. He still has the PFP. We started in 2021. We've never faded. We've never blinked. Then I have Sly Fly McCartney. This is a real life comedian. This is a real life rapper. This is a real life host. This is a real life social influencer. This is a real life promoter. This is a real life spokesperson. This guy can ink a deal at any time. This guy can take us further than anybody will ever be able to take us right now in the space currently on social media in terms of reach. Show me the project that has the most reach and find out if they're $100 or whatever right now. And then most of all, Freaks, Vangeli, me, building products, xnests.com, nftfreaks.com, all kinds of stuff.com coming soon, kayakrentals.com, bassmanager.com, lakeforkmonsters.com. What do you want? Sharevideogames.com. Go visit them. You can't stop it. Yesterday, I built a desktop chat app in 15 minutes using a fucking suite of AI tools. We're coming, Crypto 88. You can't stop the team members from creating this narrative and then a valley of hope behind it in terms of, I want to represent this because I'm in Web3 Amorpheus and I want this reflection to look great on me as well. I'm a one of one artist. I'm out here chasing my dreams, but at the same time, I'd love a community to show up for me. So you support the community privately, and then publicly, they come back and always show love to you. And it's a given. It's a given. Crypto 88 never has to ask me. He doesn't ask. He doesn't say, "Hey, do you think you're going to drop me an ultra rare?" He sits back and he says, "I got 44. Let's see what V does." So I go in our vault, which I never have done, and I give him the fucking crypto angel. Why? Because he's also a crypto angels with Trevor Jones. And man, it's beautiful. Why wouldn't I? It's a double whammy. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. If I'm building the Valley of Hope, do I need to repeat myself all over again, Oury? This is a recorded call. We're on a recorded line. Community creates value. It doesn't matter what you do. What matters is how many people reflect you and represent you correctly so you can do what you do, Mojo, because your message, your tweets, your spiders and your snakes, Crypto 88, they're not doing shit if the collectors ain't holding the ceiling up for you. And that's why you want to go slow, Eiley. You want to go slow because you want to make sure you understand that each person knows your hustle in the beginning. In the beginning, I'm creating a hustle. I need you to understand. At the same time, I'm going to reward you because it's slow, Crypto 88. It's going to be slow, baby. Sly guys will take a while, but I'll tell you this, if you're going to buy 44 guys, I'm going to be online at 10 a.m. on a fucking Saturday, and I'm going to explain community creates value. You see how you trigger, you see how you start, you see how I don't need to build fake hype. We have enough time to put everything we need in this project. But at the same time, if we can't get the reflection of value correctly, what does it matter? We keep slipping, we keep dipping. But that's part of the game. It's part of the game to let people, you think you're going up and then 15 go on the floor for $26 or somebody gets hacked. But that's an opportunity, Masa. Because because the idea, Morpheus, is you're a blank tank. Now listen to me. Nobody's going to explain this to you. Listen close. This is why you need to follow freaks. I don't care what anybody else tells you. They need to sell you. I'm about to sell you. Listen. Nobody's going to tell you this. You're a blank tank. No weapons. When you get in this space, you have to connect with the right people to gain the right weaponry so that your tank can be a force. And as an artist in the blank tank, when you add Sly Guys, it's like adding a Gatling gun to the top of it. And I'm not saying that's where it stops because you can get a side rail coming out the back where the grenade launcher comes in something like Bored Apes. Or you can come over here, Rug Radio, and connect with Farouk and all them and come up to the high. And now all of a sudden you got this, you got a fucking machine gun up top. But you're a blank tank. You're just a blank square. I mean, your vessel is nothing, Mojo, until your message is born. I'm going to explain the metaverse on this recorded line real quick. Again, you won't hear this anywhere else. I made this up. Don't let anybody else take credit for what I'm going to tell you, but I think that you should take it. Here it goes. The metaverse is a thought. It's a thought like when you go to cannabis places and they say 420, nobody explained to you what 420 was. It's part of culture. It's part of culture. And when somebody says, do you load a bowl or do you have a bong or are you gonna, is that mids or that's all slang words that's never been taught to you, but it's been adopted as a sort of community. In the metaverse, it's a thought. When you think metaverse, metamask, when you think crypto, when you think all that, that's just like saying happy 420. It's just that you're coming into the lingo and culture and slang. Nobody teaches you that. Nobody teaches you the word Web3. Nobody teaches you blockchain and all this. You learn all that. You adopt and adapt to all that. You learn seed phrase and things like that. So the thought of that already lets you enter the metaverse. Okay. Right, Amorpheus? But listen to me. You're nothing. You're a floating orb until your X platform or your personality decides to create messages. When you create messages, you become an actual entity, right? You become an entity. So you've entered the metaverse. You're lurking. You're thinking. You got all this slang NFTs, all this open sea. You're learning it all. Yes, that's right. That's a thought. You're entering it. It's a mind thing. It's a mind thing. If you play metaverse, if you role play and everybody role plays, then we'll all figure out a good game. But if you're not going to role play and think it through and use your imagination, it's not going to work. So you got to use your imagination first. This is the metaverse. Now follow me, Amorpheus. You're nothing. You sit down, you create your bio header, you get your PFP, you start connecting with people, you throw your first messages out, but you become an entity right there. You can be anything. You can act like a dog the whole time. As long as you sell out to the dog, Eiley, I love it. I'll support you. I'll support Eiley the dog. She comes online every day and she acts like a dog. She barks at 6 p.m., does this. Hey, that's fine. If you want to embody that because that's what you are, you've entered the metaverse in a train of thought, and then you're this sort of nothing that turns into an orb. And as your messages grow and as you start to show yourself, you become an entity. And that entity is Eiley. Entity is Freaks. Entity is Crypto 88. But really, my name is Vangeli. You understand? But my entity is Freaks. Now, when I start gaining followers of Morpheus, when I start traveling through this sort of space where all these projects become different planets, Sly Guys is a planet, Punks is a planet, right? Alien Friends is a planet. You land on these planets, they have rules, they have ways of living, they have their own oxygen, they have their own water. Isla, you don't make the rules, you just join the planet. But the idea is you were nothing, you became an orb, then you became an entity. You're going through this metaverse, this thought process, right? And the next thing you know, you start connecting at the planets and you become a vessel. That's what Freaks is. It's a vessel. It's big enough, it's large enough that it's a vessel for people to go forward with. And you find those people again, the same way I just told you. If you record, this is a recorded line. I'm going to save this one for you for the first time. Play it with your friends, play it with your family. If you want to enter the metaverse, it's nothing that you log into, it's nothing that you reach out and touch. Don't let nobody confuse you. Don't let Mark Zuckerberg try to teach you about the metaverse or Mark Cuban. The metaverse is a train of thought. You are accepting the tools we use, and you are accepting where we are about to travel towards. Whether a rock sells for 33,000 ETH, the way you react is on you. If you want to act really Web 2 and really real, and you want to get up in your skin and be Vangeli, because I did it. I was here. I started, but it's the wrong thing to do because you are traveling through this thought process of these tools that we've accepted, and there are different planets going on for you as an entity, as a nothing turned orb turned entity, then a vessel to grow your whole entire fucking career in what we call NFT plus art. And so, what you now see when I take a picture of a snake or a spider, you say, wow, why is that so highly sought after? I could possibly take a better picture. I've worked for National Geographic. Sure, you have. But I'm already so far in the train of thought, and then the nothing into the orb, into the entity, into the vessel, and the different planets, that my value through community is greater than the Nat Geo guy. Because guess what, Eiley? You know that I'm consistent and I'm going to be here tomorrow. We don't know if they are. So whether they have awards, whether they have rewards, whether they're highly sought after in the real world, the point is you're not representing what I'm telling you correctly. So you're not of as value. And so when you look at somebody like an X copy, and you think of this entire thing, he or she is almost so relevant that it's a slang right when you enter the metaverse. Like you should already know who X copy is, like you already know what MetaMask is. And that's crazy because that means that you've been able to create your value through the community inside of this metaverse so loud that people who first join understand who you are from the get-go. I don't know about you, Mojo fan, but this is starting to make sense here. This starts to make sense on how people can gain value by simply understanding the thought process and then understanding that when you land in a social username, you can represent anything. Wendy's is Wendy's, but Wendy's has a person behind it, but you're letting them represent Wendy's. And so you take it as if you have a problem with your burger or something at Wendy's, that's who you're going to tag. And you're totally right, but that's the personality they embody. And so Amin can embody anything he wants or she wants. So can Amorpheus. So can Igley. What's up, Uden? Anybody can be whatever they want to be in the metaverse as long as you're willing to be consistent enough so that when you're selling what you're selling in terms of what you're minting, your tokens, it's valuable enough in the metaverse that when we trade it, the other players and users are willing to say, hey, that's valuable. I'll take that. And you can if you lived in a real world and we were selling you bread and water and all of this behind it, you could actually turn it in. And so when you come in with your X copy and you say, here you go, we say, okay, here is what's the current 14F. And you're like, wow, holy shit. Yeah, but who's the 0.002eth and where's the 0.3eth and who's the 0.10eth and the 0.25 and the 0.50 and the 1 and the 2, what we got to jump. And so crypto 88, Igly, Owery, Masa, Morpheus, Eiley, Udin, Mojo, Famine. I mean, do you start to see and envision how community creates value? How the louder your planet in my theory in this journey that I just took you on. And by the way, yes, I made it up. You won't hear that anywhere else. It's exclusive. It took a long time for me and my brain to figure out how to explain this. But this is the best that I could come up with. But if you're loud enough and your planet is live enough that when Crypto 88 comes all the way from the other side of the globe, he's going in his rock, this idea, this thought process. He had a different PFP for a long time. I don't know if you remember it. It was this knitted sock looking thing, right? But the planet was so loud and he sat there long enough as a vessel. And he said, "You know what? I think I'm and you're I like it because now I get to be even stronger." And so if somebody's an observer down here and doesn't have a community or doesn't understand how they could ever yield a lot of F, that's why I say, Eiley, it's not so much that I want you to find a way to spend your money to join us, but I feel like also if you haven't won 5, 8, 12, 20th, where do we what do we just remain like the same people in spaces like laughing and telling jokes? Like, I guess what I'm saying is like Art of Man. I mean, you've been here long enough. I've fucking heard all your stories. I think it's safe enough to say that you'd love to go home with 25th one day. I mean, I don't think that's like, oh my God, you're an entitled bitch, V, because you want to go home with 20th. No, 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 it's not. It's not. My question to everybody in the room is why can't we be at Sly Guys trying to make that happen for us on a very low level and a low scale so that other people here can trigger each other through a belief system? It's an example. It's not a forced mechanism where you have to be with us or else you're going to fail. Don't think that. Nor don't think that it's even a guarantee. Everything's a risk. We've been in this thing for a very long time before we've ever even seen some life, and we have a lot of work to do. That's right, Metakind. But my question to you is still, it still remains, would you or would you not like to go home with 10, 12, 15, 18, 22F? And where does it happen? Show me in 2024 and 2025. And so, what I'm telling you is that the community creates value because the more people that contribute to the structure, the pillars, the bricks, whatever it is that holds these buildings up in the metaverse, this train of thought that I explained to you, then obviously you can start to see how you would come home with this amount, Crypto 88. And it's not saying that you couldn't start off a village that starts to take storm and creates a wildfire either. I'll be there if you make it affordable for me to enter. You see what I'm saying? This isn't a this isn't a one person show, but at the same time, why haven't you joined as a one person in the show so that you can gain some value? Because again, if I back up, everybody's a blank tank. It's people like me who start to become your guns. It's projects, it's artists. And so now when you go start collecting and you start collecting the right people, your words have more weight. But at the same time, Art of Man, see, here's the thing. I used to think, man, I'm about to spend 8, 12, 14K on X copy. Wow. No, I'm not. I'm about to store. I'm when you do NFTs, you're storing. You're not spending. When you figure that out, the whole storage part. It's not 44 guys that you bought unless we just go to fucking bed and call this steaks in your fucking freezer, I guess. People do that shit, by the way. People come up on here, Crypto 88, and they say, "You got an L Rock piece. You're an ungrateful fucker." And then they go to bed. Or there's people like me and my team who say 44 of something that can create value and grow and can be worth something to others. You see what I'm saying? It's a different form of when you are purchasing something. Like, are you purchasing something because the consistency behind it and the representation and the reflection of what it lives and breathes every day is going to last? Or are you something and someone that just creates and turns and says, yeah, created by V? Morpheus, if you do it, just remember, you're not showing me anything new, bro. They've been doing that since the 1900s. By Thomas Fitzgerald. There's my painting. But if you're going to live, breathe, eat, you're going to create a community. You're going to rally the space. You're going to say, hey, there's tokens that are to be traded. There's art that's going to be made. There are people that are going to represent different pieces. And you're saying you're going to stand behind them and distribute them correctly while you explain to others the value and try to light the fire every day correctly. You don't fake the buzz. You let the buzz happen naturally because there's enough community members that believe these motherfuckers are out here voting for presidents that lie to them and they think they're going to change their life. And you're telling me I can't rally Metakind when we get enough fucking bread to build a product? Get the fuck out of here. We have every right. I don't give a damn if the SEC is listening or not. We have every right, just like any politician or anybody else that is running with thoughts and ideas and dreams, that other people can join us in those dreams and contribute any way they think is relevant for them. You can't tell me how to gain friends, and you can't tell me how to take care of my friends. If I'm walking in the back fucking country road and I've just been left for dead and you come pick me up and I'm worth 10 billion, I get to break you off and you can't do shit about it, Gary Gensler. You can't stop me from fucking loving my wife enough that I buy whatever she wants. I get to love people. I get to do whatever I want with people. And if you've supported me in any way, shape, or form possible, it's not against the law to show love to you back. If you get what I'm saying. The meta is community. The meta is digital love. The meta is digital respect. Again, Crypto 88 doesn't have to ping me, tell me, skepticize, have to get crazy about what does he get for 44 guys. Hell, he didn't even know he was going to get anything. There's nothing promised. But as a collection manager who has 440 fucking guys in the vault, don't you think it makes sense to incentivize somebody who comes to support you fucking as much as he has so that other collectors in the community can feel fucking proud and then observers can come and try to get more? Why? Because we're trying to fucking build a valley of hope to observers around the world through this fucking project. We have great people. And if anybody believes in us and strikes us up, we have a potential to go to go to the prices we talk about because our re is possibly going to reflect it correctly. And I believe that that's what you're looking for, Igley. In this space, what you're really looking for is you're not looking to make a bunch of money, Morpheus. We're not looking to make Xnest's $50 million right next to fucking Twitter by tomorrow, Crypto 88. That's not the goal. The goal is to build enough people that believe in something that you can take a product to the next level. And if you're in the business of investing in products, why would you look past us? This is Tractionville, USA, baby. We're getting traction. We're sharing thoughts. We're creating feedback. We're employing each other. We're hiring each other as freelancers. This is a living threat. I mean, at least what I'm doing with Sly Guys, you go check. I've used Sly Guys for a lot of things. We have enough talented folks in there. I've given a 2,000, maybe like $3,000 in rendering jobs to random people in Sly Guys. They've created artwork for clients. It's a community of freelancers. It's a community of developers. It's a community of crypto believers. It's a community of art lovers. It's a community of collectors. But most of all, it's a community of fucking spouses, sisters, brothers, sons that want to fucking go home with 8 to 10 to 12, 14, 25 F. Period. Get the fuck off the gas. I'm tired of fucking observing it, Eiley. When does it happen for you? When you dress up, when you play the part. But you can sit and you can say, man, and I'm not saying you are or aren't, I'm using you as an example. You can sit and say, man, or you can fucking dress out. You see me? I'm dressed out. You see Crypto 88? He's dressed out. You see Metakind? He's dressed out. Art Man's not dressed out, but he's part of the fucking situation. Being part of the situation is just as great, Hour. You don't have to dress out. But I'm asking you just really simply, I don't think it's your face that's going to drive 12 to 18 to 24F. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying we sit here and we say, when us, yeah, when us, when, and this is not just an ode to Sly Guys, this is to every fucking project in the motherfucking space. Why would you want to represent anything else? But damn it, you have to come together. The sinking of the price reflection and the voice and the narrative and the valley of hope and everything that people are contributing to. You can't come in and then just say $22 because what you're doing is you're taking the structure and you're pushing a brick out and shit start getting wavy and winds coming in. We might collapse. And so what you do is you put our community on notice that we have to band together and we have to hurry up and plug that hole. But can you imagine the days when everything is 5, 9, 12, 18, 22F? Media starts catching on because the prices get too crazy. Then it's 32, 40. Then you get some sales, you get some whales. And where does it happen for you, Morpheus? My DM's open, bro. Anybody here who has a plan, Igley, that tells me how, me and my family, I have one. I have one. All it involves is your digital belief. All it involves, Mojo. You got that $ mojo, fam. I feel you. I feel you. I know nothing about it, but I feel you. But I understand that you're a community person. But when you going home with 10, 12, 24, 28F, bro, that's my point here. Community creates value when people start reflecting it correctly. Hopefully, you've heard something here today. Hopefully, you've learned a little something. I really appreciate you joining me. This is a recorded line. I kind of want to keep it, a little bit civil. I can already hear myself wanting to get out the ballpark of keeping it, rated G. But again, there's a lot of stuff in this conversation that you should listen to. Nobody's promising you anything. Everything's a risk. But if you're going to log hours behind a profile picture and you have nothing in your wallet after buying a bunch of NFTs, because the high dollar NFTs have communities that reflect the value better. The best way I can describe it is you won't sell a Chevrolet Corvette for $10, even if you're pissed off if Chevrolet Corvette does something to you, because you'll say, V, it's a Corvette. But you'll go and punt somebody's project or something else for $21. I mean, I don't understand. Are you not willing to consider that being a Chevrolet Corvette for the people that are still there? Why are you fucking yourself? That's my point here. This has nothing to do with guarantees. This has everything to do that when you buy into projects or you buy into places or communities or collections or whatever you do, you need to reflect the value correctly so the producer has a chance to make things happen. Producers can't make anything happen when you're out there doing the floor at $12, $9. Oh, I feel crazy. Art Man's not moving. I'm going to put this on there for 23 cents. Gee whiz, brother. He's logging hours every day. Do you think it's worth a little more than 23 cents or not? You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with that, Artaman? Is there something wrong with that? Is there something wrong that when I call that if you have his art and he's out here hustling, put that shit on there correctly, man? Let the producer and distributor create the message behind the value so that some of y'all can get a little more than the groceries you need tonight. made a kind, because nobody ever cares if you sell a Sly Guys. I really don't. I know things happen, but when you do, damn it, boy, don't fucking cheat yourself. Get what we stand for. We got a lot of hours in this stuff. We got a great voice. We got a great narrative. 5F on that bitch, and then go out, get out of Dodge and get yourself 5F. That's what this is all about. Collections, art, community, projects, products, anybody you deal with, anything you buy into, settle, sell, pop a secondary, but don't go fucking cutting feet out from under people that are active. And then the ones that disappeared are just sitting in your wallet with no fucking, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, that's my last disclaimer. Don't ever come to people that are active with questions, suggestions, concerns, or feedback, because I'm going to check your wallet. And all those people that have left you for dead on the high dollar amounts you've spent because you can't reach them because they're no longer active, Eiley. Don't you dare ever try to hit somebody up that's active and say, hey, man, what's going on? Hey, man, what is it? Hey, man, what about the 42 other hundred in your wallet? Oh, you can't reach them. Okay, so because you feel the need that you can reach me because I'm so active and I answer my DMs, you feel the need that you can pop off and tell me something or try to cancel me. I think it's the worst piece of crap stuff here in the community that I'll ever see. If people are active, if Owery is out here active, you make sure you reflect the art in an active fucking price. Pop it off, bro. Sell out, but don't cheat yourself on the way out. That's what this conversation's about. Join us. Sly Guys NFT. We're just getting started all over again, man. Again, until those prices start coming to a reflection where people in my community deserve for the time they spent, the money they spent, the knowledge, the power, all of the stuff that we contribute in terms of a digital movement. A digital movement. I don't give a fuck who's listening. A digital movement that's curated. It means we have real people that really care and they're logging hours and they've picked up a profile picture to represent it. And together our smarts will either succeed or we'll go belly up. And you have to join us to find out or keep observing us. 2024, we're going into 2025. I appreciate everybody joining. Crypto 88, thanks for joining. MT Soul Prime, pleasure as always. Igly, Owery, thanks for joining. Masa, good seeing you. Art of Man, as always, number one supporter of mine, and I support him to the fullest. All of his fucking art that he does. Made a Kind, thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. Fellow Sly Guys, Amorpheus, always a pleasure to see you. Eiley, always a pleasure. Hope you join Sly Guys one day. You did. Thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. Mojo fam, I'm telling you, man, you don't know me. I don't know you. This might be your first. This might be your last. I really don't. But I see that you represent communities. But I'm asking you what community's calling out Mojo fam right now? Huh? What community online right now active in fucking 10, 12, 24? Well, who's saying what's up, Mojo fam? And so if you like what you hear, you don't follow and subscribe. This ain't fucking YouTube. You don't hit me in the chat. You don't move to my DM. All you do is you go to Sly Guys, you make a couple moves and you pick me up like that. I'm moving in crowds, but I'm too busy. But when you grab the Sly Guys 44 times and then you dress out, what you're saying is, what's up, V? And I'm like, what's up, Crypto 88? What you're really doing, if you're smart enough, is you're buying attention. And if you buy the right attention from the right people that pay attention, you're going to win. Thanks for joining. Peace.